there. Well, we're going around now. Today we're doing lettuce, and everybody loves, you know what? Everybody loves lettuce.
They do, yeah, and it's versatile. I've never made lettuce soup, but I believe you can.
Oh, either have I, but if anybody could send us in a recipe for lettuce soup, we'd love it. So please contact us at gardenville.tv. You can come on Facebook, blogs, Twitters, you can email us. So there's a whole way of contacting us to send us in a good recipe.
Now, what I've got here, Catherine, is it's a standard sort of butterhead lettuce, and it says we can sow from March through to July. So just sow a few at a time, and then you get a sequence. I don't know whether Rosie can see, it's a tiny seed.
How tiny those seeds
and
are.
Unlike when we were doing things with larger seed, I've actually firmed the top of the compost to start with. I've moistened it in the bag like I showed you, where you pour water into the top of the bag, mix it with your hand, and you get it to that consistency where you can't actually, it feels moist, but you can't actually squeeze water out of it.
And of course you do that because if you put the compost into the seed trays here and then pour water on it, sure, it'll all go all over the place.
Well, it goes all over the place, or it doesn't actually get moist the whole way through.
Perfect. Okay.
Now, it's a very small seed, but
it's a tiny seed. So is each one of those a lettuce head?
Each one of those will be a lettuce.
Right.
Now what I do is I just literally sort of squeeze, take the top off the packet, squeeze it like that, and then if you tap it very gently,
right,
you can start the seed out here, you just tap it very gently and you get a very slight sprinkling of seed in there.
So does it matter how many seeds you put into one little seedling area?
It doesn't matter because I'll thin these out once they've germinated.
Oh, so you could get loads of them and then...
So I'll probably get 6, well I'll probably divide these sections and I'll probably get, there's 6 here, so I get 6 or a dozen heads of lettuce out of this.
Okay, now that's the lovely old-fashioned lettuce.
Yeah, that's
Dare I say that? It's not the iceberg, or it's that lovely lettuce that's...
And it's not these frilly ones, it's the actual butterhead. Another way of doing it as well, if you put it on your hand and you just tap the edge of your hand there.
Oh yeah, in the crease of the hand.
Yeah, there. And it's
Susan, she's a mind full of information.
Just very...
The tricks of the trade here.
And you can just sort of, you know...
That's fantastic.
There you are. You just get a few seeds at a time without squishing them all over the place.
That's brilliant. So we have these here now. Do we cover these with?
Yeah, we cover these. Now, this is a small seed, as you can see.
It's a tiny seed. There you go.
Now, the smaller the seed, the less deep you sow them. So all I'm going to do is literally just crumble a little bit of compost over those.
Okay.
Yes,
so do I. We're in a polytunnel. Thanks be to goodness. That's all I can say.
It makes a change that you don't have me out of the cold.
We have had the hardest winter ever, and this was the first year of Gardenville where we were filming out in freezing cold weather. Today we're into March, typical March weather, coming up to the 17th of March, Paddy's Day, where we usually get hailstones, snow or whatever, and the weather forecast is dreadful again. It's freezing.
Okay,
we're in this polytunnel.
Very light sprinkling of compost over the top, just covered up the seed. And there again we get the watering can, you know, with the rows on, with a very fine spray.
The fine spray.
And we water those over gently. And then they should germinate in, well, they'll tell me here, I never know from one of them. Of course it won't. 6 to 12 days to take them to germinate.
That's all?
Yeah.
Wow.
But they'll take longer now because it's slightly colder. But you must keep the seed, must keep it moist but not soaked.
Okay, all the time.
To dry out. Yeah.
Now, if somebody was in an apartment or at home and they don't have a glass, where can you put it outside?
Well, you can either do it on a sunny windowsill indoors if you have a conservatory. I think we're going to be drowned out by the rain here.
Absolutely.
Or one of those little,
but it's rather nice.
Little covered greenhouses things that you can,
so you can get your little greenhouse. So for anybody in an apartment now that could grow their own vegetables on their balcony and get one of these sort of man-made little greenhouses.
Yes, they're like a little cupboard, like a little plastic cupboard.
But you have great fun.
And of course you can direct sow them in a window box later on. You can direct sow them and just thin them out.
And then when you get into the warmer, if we ever get warm in this country, when you get into say June and you want to grow lettuce, would you just put that outside?
You can direct sow it in the drill outside. We'll do something like that when we get to that stage.
When we get to that stage.
Okay.
Great. Well, that's us. We're just about to go and get a hot cup of coffee or a hot chocolate.
Definitely.